Hey everyone, it's Flak88. Welcome back to Operation Drago. This is 8.3 Soviet Global. Let's get right into it. First up, we have some housekeeping, really minor stuff. Captain G airlifted 2 units out of Iceland, although the max capacity for that minor air base airlift is 1. So we opted to leave 1 paramilitary up here, and that would have been the one he was going to put in Turkey, Marmara, excuse me. And then secondly, I forgot to roll my recruitment roll for Libya, and we have 2 terrorist markers, so we have a successful recruitment at 2 or less. So let's roll that quick. And that is a 9. That's very much a miss. So, all right, let's get into our technology. We have finally finished computers, so we can do a double up on one of these tech. If you're curious of why Captain G's been doubling up, it's because he's got the ability to. Excuse me. So we will be doubling up 2 dice on advanced SLBMs. We're going to go for SDI, stage 2, and advanced manufacturing, which still eludes us. And that is 4, 7, and 13. Here we go. We got some real authentic Soviet music in the background. And it looks like it did not help. We got 1 out of 4. Looks like the double dice helped. So we're going to go to stage 3, advanced SLBMs. And that's great. Good, great, grand, and exciting. All right. Down over here to the build. We had 60 IPP to spend. We're also collecting 5 anti-ship, 5 P700s, 5 ASMs, or 5 AS4s, and 5 cruise missiles now that we have another major airbase. We're going to send military aid of a light infantry to Angola with that 1 IPP discount for arms sales. We're going to do a aircav upgrade using our advisor for 4. We're going to build our first naval air unit that isn't a Yak-38. We're going to build a naval fighter on that carrier, 2 amphibious assault ships and a free frigate for 12, 2 artillery, an MBT and a mech for 20, and then we're going to send military aid of 2 artillery to Warsaw Pact. And then lastly, we've got 2 damage to pay off, and let me show you where that's going to be. So down here, zoomed in, maybe, if you see that, there it is. See that Soviet symbol right there? That is an Allied air base in Eastern Germany. And Allied air bases can be paid off by the owning Allied player, which is Soviet Global. So I can pay that 2 damage off in my Soviet turn. So I will do that. Outstanding. And that is our 60 IPP. Very good. So let's move into combat movements. And first off, we have this fun little conflict, and we have some words to put into this. Very good. All right, so the Soviet Union, Soviet Global, is declaring war on South Africa. So what this does is I will use my units that I need to make this combat movement, which is at minimum 1 air unit and 1 land unit. In doing so, that clicks the box for the requirement to make that declaration of war on a minor faction. Now what happens, per the diplomacy table, Angola now aligns to Soviet Global. So these light infantry and these fighters are immediately aligned to the Soviets and may now make a combat movement into South Africa during this combat movement phase. So we're going to move the 2 aircraft, 3 fighters, goodness sakes, and 1 airborne. They're going to fly right over top of southwestern Africa and land down here in South Africa, where these units are now fully converted to the U.S. via a military pact. So these SAMs now have AMD, and these are all considered U.S. right now. Very good. So let's adjust for the 1 IPP. Off the bat, there's 1. Very good. So now, joining this fight, we've got a freshly aligned nuclear attack sub here in A48, and that's going to shoot a cruise missile, 1, 2. We have another Victor 3 over here in I2. Is going to slide over to I1, shoot a cruise missile. And then way down here, way up here, we're going to dispatch a cruiser, destroyer, 2 frigates from the port, the shipyard here. We get a +1 movement. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, down to I1. And that cruiser is going to shoot a cruise missile also into that battle. But that's not all. From New Delhi, following the orange dice here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to take this attack bomber. Following black dice from Hyperbad, we're going to take an air superiority fighter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do it like that. And those are the gas tanks that they have left. All right, so that is that attack. And we'll move on to number 3, which is Sri Lanka. If you remember from last turn, this one didn't go well for me. And this time, now that it has no inherent units, they've been killed, we're going to take Sri Lanka via a walk-in. Very good. So we'll take that Soviet roundel on. We'll put this, that NATO roundel off. Put the Soviet roundel on. Very good. Okay. Number 3, that is done. Number 4. Oh, number 4 got canned. Number 5. We'll follow all this over here. From New Delhi, we've got 2 Tu-22s, which have a very long range. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, following the orange dice, 5, 6, here, 7, and 8, to A47, where they're going to launch 2 AS4s. Let me get this here. AS4s that have a range of 1, 2, and they're going to hit this U.S. task force way up here in A43. And Captain G has 1 AMD die left with that cruiser. Number 6 from M8, we've got a cruiser that will be firing a cruise missile into M4, and then lastly up into Tunisia with a spy sat, where the NATO units do not have a SAM, so they will not have an AMD to shoot that down. Very good. Let's go ahead and start resolving. We'll start over here with number 2, and I'll move this over to the battle board here so that we don't goof this up. We'll do our best. All right, so attacking, we've got 3 cruise missiles. At 5. Defending, we've got 2 SAMs. One's going to be doing missile defense, and the other one will be doing air defense. I'll just leave that chip there. Attacking, we've got 2 air cav at 4. 1 airborne at 4. 3 fighters. That will roll air superiority off camera. Pardon me. An attack bomber at 7. Put his gas tank there. Air superiority, it will also roll air superiority, but at a 5 instead of a 6. So we'll do this. Okay. And make sure I get different colors here. We'll do right up here for 7. Very good. Okay, so defending, we've got 2 fighters. That will be doing air superiority. We'll give them a white die. We've got 2 mechs at 5. What do we got left? Gray, we'll give them gray. Very good. And that is it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with the missile defense is absolutely first. So I've got 3 missiles coming in. So Captain G will have 3 missile defense dice. I'm going to grab 3 random colors. 4 or less shoots down a cruise missile. And that is 1, 5, and a 5. And a 4 or less is a hit, so we're going to lose 1 cruise missile. All right, so we've got 2 first strike cruise missiles at 5, and now we've got 3 air defense at 2 or less from that last SAM. These are all first strike, so cruise missiles and air defense. Here we go. First strike, all in the same zone. All right, so 1 cruise missile hit on a 2, 12 is a miss, 12 is a miss, 10 is a miss, and a 3 is a miss. Close one. So we will take 1 casualty via first strike, and Captain G will lose a SAM. And that's very smart considering it already shot. Very good. Okay, so let's roll the rest of this all at the same time. We've got an attack bomber. 1, 2, 3. 2 air cav and airborne at 4. 1 air superiority fighter. 1, 2, 3. Fighters at 6. 2 defending fighters at 6. And 2 defending mechs at 5. So here we go. All right, so it looks like the mech's got a hit. So that's 1 hit on a mech. That's 1 hit on a mech. And then defending fighters got a hit. So that's an air superiority hit. Goodness sakes. Air superiority 1 and regular 2. Okay. Attackers. Attack bomber missed. We got a 4 and a 4 with our air cav, so that's 2 general hits. Very good. Air superiority, we got a 6. Let me zoom in here so I'm not. We got a 6, a 6, and a 10, so we'll take off the miss. We got 2 air superiority hits. Very good. And actually, this is an air superiority hit too, but since we have no more air units to take a hit on, that'll count as a general hit. So we'll make that 3 general hits. And then this is a 9, so that is a miss. Okay, so here we go. All right, so I will take 1 air superiority, so I'll take a fighter. Yes, I'll take a fighter for my air superiority hit, 2 general hits. I will take an airborne and an air cav. Very good. Okay, so the defender will take 2 air superiority hits. And then 3 general hits is the lot of it. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we will take South Africa with 1 air cav. It will go Soviet. And we will go up 1 IPP. Very good. All right, I'll move all this stuff back to non-combat. Sucks we lost a fighter, but cost of doing business. Those SAMs are nasty. And actually, those are fighters that made that hit, so. Okay, very good. Now over here in Western Africa, this is now the US, but if you look really closely, it is now blocked in by both sides, so it is out of supply. And the ASW Hilo that was based in South Africa is now gone. It is now dead. Very, very good. Okay, so that was number 2. Number 3 already happened. Number 4 got canned. Number 5 is the missile attack on the fleet here in A43. And let's roll that. That is 4 AS4s. Oop, no way. 4 AS4s. And 1 missile defense die. Let's roll that AMD for the US. So we'll, on a yellow, and that is a 6. And do random colors here for the AS4s. These are 7 or less, is a hit. Okay, so it looks like we got a 5, a 6, a 3, and an 11. So that's 3 hits. Outstanding. All right, let me go back to my CAS order here. Looks like hit number 1 will be on the super carrier. That makes for 2 damage. Sucker's just limping. Number 2 will be the NATO destroyer. And number 3 is the amphibious assault ship. Very good. Very good. Okay. That's all that remains of that US fleet. I'll take it. I will take it. Okay. Very good. All right. Lastly, cruise missile attack here in Tunisia. Let's go right here. All right, so this has no AMD, so this is a 5 or less, is a hit. And that's a 6. Bummer. Okay. It's a poor use of a satellite. All right. Okay, so that resolves our attacks. So let's move now into non-combat. And since I'm over here, let's start over here with these Tu-22s that are over here in A47. They are going to fly up through Nigeria. 9, 10 to Niger. 9, 10 to Niger. in 11 up to West Libya. And you might be wondering, how in the heck are you landing up in West Libya? That's not Soviet, and that doesn't have a Soviet base. Well, it does have a Warsaw Pact symbol on this base. And Warsaw Pact and the Soviet Global can freely use each other's allied bases. And that's not just the Warsaw Pact alliance, that goes for the NATO alliance as well. So one little fun fact of this allied base, especially since this is only a cooperation treaty, so very good. Okay, so that resolves that. Sneaking down here, we've got a lot of air units. Two remaining movements for this air superiority fighter. We're gonna go 1-2 to Angola. We got 3 for the attack bomber, 1-2 Angola. Fighters can't land, so they're gonna go 1-2 to Angola. Very good. Okay. I got all these dice all over the place. Very good. Oh, and a combat movement, technically. I even have a combat arrow. This diesel electric sub's going to come up and take silent running off. No combat effect, but technically supposed to happen in the combat phase. All right, all this is done. These are done. Okay, all right. From Diego Garcia on the captured last turn, airbase. It's technically now a minor. I have to change that. This airborne will use its non-combat airborne movement of 3, 1, 2, 3, to move up to hyperbad. Very good. All right. 2 attack helos and hyperbad are going to scoot over to South Pac. 1 mechanized infantry from South Pac is going to scoot up 1 to Afghanistan, 2 to Turkmenistan. These are all bonus dice. Okay. The light infantry in New Delhi is going to slide down to hyperbad. Very good. Done, done, done. All right, scooting up here. The 2 SAMs, the mech, and the next gen in Western Ukraine are going to go 1-2 to Western Poland, where they're going to set up a nice spot of safe zone of AMD. Very good. The 2 airborne in West Czech are going to slide over to Western Poland. And then the mech in Austria is going to go 1-2 to Western Poland. And then the airborne in Eastern Germany is going to slide back to Western Poland. So now we have a nice little Soviet contingency up here in Western Poland. Very good, very good, very good. All right. From Western Ukraine, we're going to move this attack bomber and strategic bomber following the white dies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down here to New Delhi. Very good. Okay, so from Moscow, we have an airborne that's going to airlift using that major airbase into hyperbad. Very good. And the Marine in Murmansk is going to airlift to, you guessed it, Western Bengal. Haha. And the Marine in Western Bengal is going to hop down to hyperbad. Very good. All right, and last but not least, and actually this is gonna fly. Yeah, this is gonna fly. This air superiority fighter is gonna fly down 1, 2, 3 to Eastern Germany on that newly repaired Allied major air base. Okay, very good. We're doing okay on time, so let's go ahead and place some units. Naval fighter is going to go on the carrier in I-13. Set this down. One amphibious assault ship and one frigate will go in I-6. Very good. One amphibious assault ship will go in I-13 in port. And I'll put this fleet in port as well. Very good. The aircav upgrade is going to happen here in Hyperbad, so I'll go ahead and take this light infantry off. The light infantry that I military aided to Angola is now technically Soviet, so I'll go ahead and just place a chip under that Angolan, Soviet stack of light infantry. Over here to Eastern Ukraine, we're going to place 2 artillery and a MBT. Very good. And then we will deliver our artillery military aid to the Warsaw Pact in Western Poland. Got to zoom in on that. Look at that. Very good. Very good. Nice paint jobs too. Okay. All right, so let's take this all off. Oops, I forgot to put my missiles on the stack. I can do that off camera, no big deal. Okay, so base income is now 48. 48. Very good. Our stage 4 computers is 7. Very good. Our bonuses are labeled in red. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 for wartime bonuses. Very good. All right, so let's do some math quick. 50, 65. Awesome. So let's do our global support. Global support, here we go. And that is an 8, that is middle of the road. That is 4 IPP. So take off 4. Leaves us with 61. Slowly creeping up every turn. Very good. All right. That leaves us here at the end of the turn. So thanks for watching, everyone. I'll switch over to disposition for Captain G. Take care. All right, Captain G. In my beloved Indian Ocean, I've got stuff all over the place. Okay. Diego Garcia, empty. Sri Lanka, we have an air cav. I-13 fleet in port. We have 1 carrier with a naval fighter. We have a destroyer, we have a frigate, and we have an amphibious assault ship. In West Bengal, we have a marine. In Hyperbad, we have 2 airborne, a marine, a mech, a SAM, an air cav, and a regular fighter. In New Delhi, we have a strategic bomber and an attack bomber. In I-6, I'll scoot over. I-6 import, we have 2 frigates and an 2 frigates and an amphibious assault ship. In South Pac, we have 2 MBTs, a mech, 2 attack helos. North Pac is empty. Afghanistan is empty. Turkmenistan, we have 2 MBTs, a mech, and 2 artillery. South Caucasia has not changed. I-4, we've got a frigate. I-1, we've got 2 frigates, a destroyer, a cruiser, and a nuclear attack sub. South Africa, we've got an air cav. In Angola, we've got an attack bomber, air superiority fighter, 2 fighters, 3 light infantry. In A48, that's right here, just off Angola, we've got a diesel and a nuclear attack sub. In West Libya, we've got 2 Tu-22s. And the fleet did not change up here. In Western Ukraine, we've got a mech, an MBT, and 2 artillery. We have nothing in Europe except for Western Poland. We've got 2 mechs, 2 SAMs, a next-gen MBT, 3 airborne. In East Germany, we have 1 air superiority fighter. Okay, very good. There was a change up here in Svalin. We have an air cav and a SAM, and nothing else has changed. Very good. A double damage supercarrier and a cruiser, and that's it. Stage 3 advanced SLBMs, and that's where I'm tracking. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.